Okay, so now we're going to be looking at presets. So I've just started out with this really plain picture. It's just some, instrumentalists, some musicians, and there's nothing wrong with it as such. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But I am wanting to enhance some features of it. So I always start by going to the light section, no matter what the photo looks like, and increasing the exposure. Just a little, just to make it a little bit brighter. And then to counteract this, I also increase the contrast, just so you don't lose any of the definition. So as you can see, it's brighter. That's simply what it's done. It's just made it a little bit brighter. But then you may argue, but some of the vibrancy is lost, but don't worry about that. Now, because they're wearing black, I also like to take down that level, just to make that stand out a little bit more as well. And then you can play around with the other sections, but I think I'm happy with how that is now. So down to colour, my favourite section. I rarely use these ones that are already set. I usually just use the colour mix one. So we're going to start with this orange in the background. I think that's really great, and I love the vibrancy of that, so I'm going to bring that up. Now the good thing is that you can change the hue and everything like that, so you can change how bright it is or what colour it is. Even I could make it a bright pink if I wanted to, but I think I'm going to keep it pretty similar. I'm going to bring the luminance down slightly just to make it more punchy, and then over to the red with this pinky colour we've got as well. I'm going to bring that down a bit just to make it a little bit pinkier. Now this will affect some other elements, so you got to be careful, and it is all about balance. And yeah, it's kind of like sacrificing other elements for other elements to stand out, and everything again is totally up to you. So looking at this, looking at the instruments, I kind of like it being more grungy sort of. So I'm actually going to bring the saturation down quite a bit. You could literally change so much about it, it's amazing. That again is personal preference. You might like the more yellowy look, but I kind of like it as it is now. And then I think that's everything that we're really going to need to change. So what we're going to do is go back to the colour thing, and I'm going to try and bring the vibrance up very slightly, just overall. Maybe the saturation a little bit. I think it looks quite good being that really bright punchy orange. You can just see already the difference from before. So now on to effects. So I'm going to boost the texture a little bit, just to make things a little bit more defined. And then I like the look of this clarity being all the way up. Now obviously that is very much personal preference. You might think, why are you doing that? But I love the effect it has on the wall. I love the effect it has on the photo. I think it looks amazing. And the quality is so good on this image that it just works so well. And I think it is quite a common thing to do, a common effect among musicians, but again it is completely down to your style. But I'm going to keep it. I think going bold isn't a problem. Then detail, if you're absolutely desperate to, then you can use a sharpening tool, but I really wouldn't, because it can kind of distort the image when you go into Instagram itself, so I wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, that's my final edit. There you go. So if you want to apply this to other things, what you're going to do is you want to click the dots in the top corner, but obviously it depends on what device you're on. Press copy settings, and then this little tick, so you want to select everything that you've used. And then I'm going over to this blank image that I've got, and there's absolutely again nothing wrong with this, but what I'm going to do is click the dots in the top corner, paste settings, and it's added the preset to it. And it's just made it a little bit brighter, and I really like that. Now what is important is to cater each preset and each filter and everything used like that to each photo. So you can use the same one for everything, I really would recommend that, but then go in further and enhance each one. So for example, this one, I think it'd look really great if, say, her lipstick colour was a little bit brighter. So maybe more like that. Just a little bit brighter. Again, personal preference, completely up to you. And I'm going to enhance some of the colours on her shirt as well. So we'll try it with the blue. Bring that up. And same with the purple. And then we're going to look at the flowers on her shirt as well, and we're going to be bringing them up. Just like that. And you can just see how much of a difference that has made. I think that's incredible. Maybe the lipstick was a little too strong, but again, it's all completely up to you. But like I say, you can completely change that. I think that's amazing. I'm going to be leaving this preset, the original one that I used on this, the one that I copied across, for you to use on any of your pictures. You know how to make it yourself, but I've just made it so you can download it, which is nice and simple. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that now. So what I'm going to do is just export it so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to that little export bit at the top, export as, and then you want to do it as a DNG. And I'm going to save that image. Okay, so I'm going to press this little plus, and I'm going to go import from camera roll or wherever you saved it or wherever you downloaded it from. And this DNG one, I'm going to add it. So it's successfully imported the photo, which is this one. And what you're going to do is press the top little dots again and copy settings, and then once you've done that, you'll be able to add it to any photo that you like by just going to the dots again in the top corner and pressing paste settings, and that's all done for you. And again, go in and enhance them as you like. But that overall is how to create your own preset and how to apply it to other ones and how to download a preset as well.